All right. I love planning meals, but then again, I'm a list maker, which is not to be confused with a list follower. I've been consistently planning meals for our family for years, and I sometimes forget how daunting it can seem for others. So I'm going to teach you how. Number one, you're going to list as many of your favorite meals off the top of your head. There's no food judgment. I don't want you to stop and think, well, I can't eat that because there's gluten in it. Or I want you to just list your favorite meals off the top of your head. Let any kind of boundaries or parameters, just set them aside for now. Okay? So list as many of your favorite foods off the top of your head. Two, you're going to go through cookbooks and websites to help jog your memory and or come up with meals that you'd like to try. Step number three, organize your meals into 7 categories. So for example, it could be like Mexican, Italian, vegetarian, soups, salads, etc. Step number 4, decide on your food-related goals, like eat fish once a week, or I'd really like to have a leftovers night, or I want to incorporate more meatless meals. I definitely want to have a night where I can do takeout or we can go out on a date, that kind of stuff. Your 5th step is to create theme nights based off of the prior 2 steps. So you're going to assign each day of the week with a type of meal to plan around. You're going to use silly names to make it fun, exciting, and easy to remember. So for me, what I've done after I've listed my favorite foods and kind of tried to attach a label to them so I can kind of categorize them, I came up with Mexican Monday, Oriental Tuesday, Twisted Wednesday, which is basically recycled leftovers, Authentic Thursday, TGI Friday, Super Simple Saturday, and Special Sunday. So that's an example of my theme nights. Now, the next step, number 6, you are going to refer back to your list of meals from steps 1 and 2 and start plugging meal ideas into your theme nights while keeping your goals in mind. So if you had a goal to eat fish once a week, that could result in fish tacos for Mexican Monday one week, and then the next week, shrimp scampi for Authentic Thursday the following week, okay? Step number 7, make sure to schedule date nights and intersperse difficult or experimental meals with fast and easy meals. Save the fancy stuff for the weekends when you have more time. Make new meals out of old ones, leftovers, so that you're left with minimal prep work while diversifying your meals. Leftover pot roast, for example, from Sunday will make for a great beef stew on Wednesday. Number 8, start with scheduling 1 to 2 weeks at a time and then gradually build up to a month's worth of meals and then 4 months. Repeat your rotation of meals every 3 months and bam, before you know it, you'll have a year's worth of meals planned. If that does not sound fun or is overwhelming for you, go back, just do 1 or 2 weeks. Some people are major planners and they like to have it all laid out, and other people just need to be a little more flexible. It doesn't matter. Either way is fine. And then finally, taking that organized step a little bit further, you can print out your year's worth of meals and file it away in a binder. You might include a calendar for each month with its corresponding recipes and shopping lists for future use. You would want to keep pages and clear sheet protectors to protect them from spills and splatters. If you'd rather have your meal plan in a digital format, you could look into Ziplist or Recipe Box. There are a lot of websites and apps available that help keep your meals organized and making it readily accessible, especially if you keep a smartphone or a tablet with you. Okay, so those are really quickly my 9 steps to creating a meal plan. Then it's really handy to print out a weekly calendar and display it on the fridge to help ward off the dreaded what's for breakfast or what's for lunch or what's for dinner, those types of questions. That way everyone knows what they're eating and when they're eating it. Make it easy. Keep breakfast, lunch, and snacks super simple so that you're not burned out come dinner time. You can feel free to use my weekly calendar as a guide to help you create your own schedule. Now, I will say, I have been doing meal planning for a long time, and I've used theme nights because I need to be flexible. So I love to plan things out, and then let's say like Monday comes around and I'm just really not feeling fish tacos. That Monday, because I know it's Mexican Monday, instead of going all the way back to what do we eat for dinner, starting from scratch, instead I can be like, well, I know I don't want fish tacos, but it is Mexican Monday, and I do have the ingredients for nachos. That sounds pretty good. Let's do nachos. Or take it a step further, and let's say you just don't want to make dinner at all. I totally get that. It happens very often. So once again, I will think, well, fish tacos doesn't sound good, and nachos, I don't want to make anything. I'm tired. It's been a long day, but it is Mexican Monday. Let's go to that local Mexican restaurant, or let's pick up some Taco Bell on the way home. Having these theme nights keeps it easy, keeps it fun, keeps it fresh and new, a variety of foods instead of eating the same type over and over and over. And it gives me that structure while still being able to be flexible, to have the freedom to change if and when I want to. So try it, see how it works for you and your family. Now, let's stop and think for a minute. I've essentially taught you really quickly, right? I've done workshops around this. This is a really fast, condensed version of how to create meal plans. On the off chance that you didn't already know how. So armed with this knowledge, how likely are you to actually plan your meals, right? There are several apps, programs, websites, and Pinterest boards that offer meal planning services and ideas. How interesting that meal prep continues to be a source of frustration and fear. Why is that? Well, maybe it seems like a huge waste of time and there are plenty of other things you'd rather be doing. Or perhaps you feel like no matter what you plan or cook for dinner, it goes unappreciated. You may feel burnt out and stretched thin, naturally resenting adding more service to your already full plate. Consider what meal planning means to you and see if you can shift your perception into something that actually serves you.